My stepfather Richard announced at my mother's funeral that he was selling our family home to pay for his gambling debts. The house my mother left specifically to me in her will. He'd forged documents claiming she'd changed her mind before she died, and he had a lawyer ready to make it legal. Mom and I had spent her final months planning how I'd turn our family home into a bed and breakfast. She'd saved every penny to leave me that house, knowing it was my dream to run a hospitality business. Richard had watched us make these plans while secretly scheming to steal my inheritance. For the 3 years he'd been married to my mother, I'd watched him manipulate her kindness. He'd borrowed money for business investments that never materialized, convinced her to pay his credit card bills, and isolated her from friends who questioned his motives. I'd tried to warn her, but she said I was being unfair to her new husband. The day after the funeral, I called the estate attorney my mother had originally hired. Richard's lawyer was actually his poker buddy, and their forged documents fell apart under professional scrutiny. My mother's real will was rock solid, and she'd included a clause specifically preventing Richard from claiming any part of the house. Richard threatened to contest the will, but I had something he didn't expect. My mother had confided in me about his gambling problem, and I'd been quietly documenting his debts and threats. When faced with potential fraud charges, he signed away any claim to the property. 6 months later, I opened Margaret's Haven, named after my mother. The bed and breakfast is booked solid every weekend, and I've hired 3 local women as staff. Richard moved back to his hometown, and I've never heard from him again. Mom would be proud of what I've built with her gift.